online. So as you can see here, okay, so regarding VPCs, right? Okay, we can go on VPCs. Okay, so can you click on VPC here, and you can go and click on VPC here. Okay, so if you already have an account, then you can just do it if you want. But create VPC. What is VPC means? You are creating one network. Okay, you're creating a network. So what is a network means? Okay, so this is kind of a VPC. Okay, this is a VPC means you're creating a bigger network. Okay, so for example, this is the router, right? We have a router here. Okay, you're creating the router like this now. Okay, now I'm dividing the router into two parts. Okay, so we are creating a subnet. You know what subnet? Network subnets, right? So we are dividing that bigger network into smaller subnets. Okay, and one subnet will be a private subnet, another one will be a public subnet. Okay, so one is a VPC, and I'm just dividing that VPC into two parts. One is a private subnet, another one is a public subnet. Okay, so in the private subnet there won't be internet connectivity, and it won't have a public IP also. But in the public subnet, it will be internet, and also it will have a public IP also. So you cannot connect to any kind of for example, if you create your instances inside this one, you cannot connect it. Okay, we'll see with the very basic things. Okay, first we will create one VPC and one subnet, and we'll connect it. Okay, with internet gateway and everything, we can connect it. Let's go for the next VPC. Okay, so now go to here, create VPC, and click on VPC only. Okay, my VPC name is just a test VPC. .0.0.0/24. Okay, so please note down this. So you're going to give this one, and I'll explain it to later. So why we want to give this, what is this private IP address, and everybody know about networking basics, right? Networking basics. You don't know this little bit. Okay, I will just explain it about this one. Okay, so first of all, you create 10.0.0.0/24, and the default tenancy default, you just leave it everything, leave it behind. Tenancy default means like it will go and create dedicated means like for your company itself, they'll be giving a separate router. This kind of a router kind of thing, like VPC is kind of a router. Okay, and the default means it can go and install anywhere. If you have a dedicated means this router is only dedicated for you. Okay, it will charge for you also. Okay, so now we are going to create a VPC now. Okay, VPC is created. Okay, so now we can go to VPCs. Just VPC is created. Okay, so this is the VPC for your instances. Okay, so this VPC you'll be able to. So now we have created this big network. This kind of a router. Okay, router, right? Network router you have seen. Okay, it's kind of a. Let's go as a network router. Okay, not router, switch. It looks like this. Okay, this is Cisco switch. Okay, so it will create like something like this one. So we are going to divide into multiple pieces of this one, and we are going to create a two subnets. This one CCNA concept. We are going to create a two subnets and one subnet. All these things you can create. Okay, now let's create only one subnet. Create now subnets. If you want create subnets, I'm going to create a subnet. Subnet name is this one. Create. So our VPC is this one. So I'm going to create a subnet from this VPC, whatever created. Okay, I'm going to create a VPC from subnet to come from this VPC. Okay, so you have to choose test VPC, whatever you already created VPC. Okay, so the subnet name is public subnet. Okay, everybody is own preferences. You don't need to give anything. So this is the CIDR of the VPC. Okay, you cannot change this one. Now for this one, you can give, it is already automatically showing. Okay, 10.10.0.0.0 slash 28. So it will take automatically. Okay, so I'm just dividing into off of the thing, so I'll be explaining it about you that CAD and so note on this is slash 24. Now I'm giving slash 28. Okay, now create subnet. Okay, now I've created private. Now I've created a public subnet. That name is called as a public. The name itself is a public subnet. Okay, so but if you want, if this has to be a public. Okay, if this has to be public, we need to attach internet. For example, I got a router. I have to connect the internet connection. No, it can be Geo or it can be Airtel or anything. Likewise, you need to connect the internet. For that, what you have to do, you need to have an internet gateway. Okay, so third step is going to be, first you have created this one. Then third step is going to be creating a internet gateway, attaching into public subnet. Okay, something like this. Okay, and internet gateway is here. Okay, internet gateway is over here. Now we are going to create internet gateway. Internet gateway is my IG, for example, test internet gateway, my IG or anything, so any kind of a name you can give, no matter. Okay, now I given internet gateway. So now internet gateway is created, but it's detached. Okay, so now it is detached. We need to attach to the VPC. So this internet gateway should be attached to any one of the VPCs. It has to be attached to any one of the VPCs, so that if we can associate to public, we can associate to subnet also. Okay, now let's attach to VPC. Which VPC we are going to connect? Test VPC. Okay, test VPC I have attached to. Okay, until now, we have any doubts? Any doubts until now? Okay, now what I'm telling is that, okay, internet gateway is created. Okay, let's go to route table. Only 4 options are there here. Okay, only 4 options. We're creating route table. Okay, so route table is internet public route table public RT, and select VPC, test VPC, and create a route table. Okay, I'm creating a route table here. I'm creating one more route table here. Okay, route table means it's kind of a routing table, so I'm just telling that how my internet will be connected or how my routes are connected. Okay, now I have a routing table is created, and I am connecting that route table to public subnet. Okay, I'm connecting that route table to, from VPC, it's coming over here. I'm connecting to public subnet. Okay, now subnet association, I'm going to edit subnet association, and then the public subnet. I'm going to associate to the public subnet. Okay, so this one in the route table, it coming to the public subnet. Okay, now until it's clear. Now in the same route table, I'm going to add one more routes, which is just like a security group enabling, right? Security group enabling it. So add route. All the 0.0.0 means the internet, right? You know that, right? Internet. I'm just telling that if the subnet want internet, okay, you can just, from this route table, what I'm telling is, from the VPC, it goes through the internet gateway. Okay, then it go to here. I'm defining that is the route table. I'm just defining over here. Okay, now I'm just giving this one internet gateway, and internet gateway this one, and save changes. Okay, now I have created only one subnet, but this I didn't create this private one. Okay, but if you want to do the private one also, like you can just leave it. You don't need to, if just a private, you don't need to attach the internet gateway, route table, all these things is not required. Then it's going to be private only. What is public? What do you mean by public? internet, right? If it is a public internet, if you connected means this is going to be public. Okay, so now it's going to be a public instance. Now we created everything, right? Now you can go to EC2 instance. Okay, I'm going to launch instance. Instance name is my instance. Okay, so my public instance, public instance, and AWS, and instance type is tutor.micro. Keeper and network settings is going to be the network settings. Okay, so here the VPC, which VPC you want to see? I have to use this VPC. So far you have not done this one, right? So far you are only going with the default ones. Okay, now this is the option where you are going to see this one. Subnet is going to be only one subnet is there inside this one. You go to the subnets, and auto assign public IP is disabled over here. By default it will be disabled. So you can enable it now. I will tell you. And if you and I'll tell you, how to do this in the from the these things, and you're going to enable the SSH. Okay, and HTTP also you can enable after, later on. Okay, so later on you can enable. Why late? Okay, so now I'm creating the launch instance. Okay, so the key pair name is going to be. Okay, so create new key pair. I'm just creating public key. I create key pair. So now I'm just launching instance. Now the instance is launched. Okay, now this instance is being launched in your own VPC. Okay, so not in the default VPC, your own VPC where it is been launched. You can see the private IP address, the range we have given 10.0.0. /24 you have given, right? It comes under that range. That is how you are designing your VPCs for your application. Okay, so can you just, if you can open this one now, if it is pending, if you are connecting this one, and will go and connect it. So it can go and connect to your instance. It will go and connect it. Okay, so now we have attached to the internet. We have connected to the internet. So now I covered VPC concepts for them. Okay. Now it's connected. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the route table, and I'm going to see that whether it's able to connect or not. Just experiment I'm going to do. Okay, we have created a route table, right? Route table we have allowed the 0.0.0.0. I'm going to remove that and going to refresh it again and seeing that whether it can work or not. I'm going to route table. Okay, route table, private route table, right? Okay, this is what it is. I'm going to routes, and I'm going to edit routes, and I'm deleting this internet gateway attachment. I'm deleting that internet. I'm telling that I don't want internet. If I remove that one, then it will become a private one. Okay, so nobody will be able to connect it. Now if I can go and refresh this one, will it work? Yes. How? No, will it connect? It won't connect because EC2 unable to connect to instances. Ensure that instance network is setting is configured. Okay, so now if I can go and connect it, right? So it is still instance is not in a public subnet. Why it's telling like this? Because we didn't attach that internet gateway route. We didn't add. That's why here it says telling that so far you didn't see this message, right? Now it's telling that you are in a public private subnet. Because as soon as I've removed that route table from here, okay, it will become a private. So what it makes, it's public or private? No. What is the difference? What it makes, whether it is a public or subnet, public or private? Attaching a route table. Okay, if you attach the route table, then it can tell me the private or public. Okay, see for you, I'm telling you again. Okay, one more time. I'm going to VPC. Okay, I'm going to create a one create VPC. Okay, I'm going to create it again. Okay, so I'm going to create VPC, and VPC is going to be um, VPC is going to be test VPC, VPC 2. I'm going to do the with the now I'm going with the different IP addresses. Okay, so 192.168.0.0. Okay, so now I'm creating VPC. Now what I did is, okay, /24. Now I'm going to create this VPC now. Okay, so VPC is a major big network. Now I'm going to do this one, create VPC. See it one more time. Okay, so what I'm doing, and create subnet. Now I'm going to create a, okay, let's delete this one. I'm going to create this subnet. Okay, I'm going to create one VPC is created. I'm going to create only one subnet. Okay, only one subnet is going to be like a subnet VPC. I'm choosing that VPC2. From the VPC I'm creating one subnet called subnet 2, something like that, subnet 2, VPC2 subnet 2. Okay, and the no preferences here. I'm just giving, it's automatically giving that 192.168.0.0/28. You can give the same thing. I'll explain it to you. Okay, why we have to give 0.0.0/28. I'm giving, and leave everything, create subnet. Okay, so 192.168.0.0 I'm giving, and create subnet. Now I've created subnet also now. Okay, subnet is created. Now I need to create an internet gateway. I want to attach internet for this one. Okay, so if I want to attach internet inside the VPC. Okay, and actually the internet gateway will be somewhere like this one. Okay, so create internet gateway. Internet gateway will be my IG my IG1, for example, internet gateway. So internet gateway is created. Now I'm attaching that internet gateway to the VPC. Which VPC? For this VPC I'm attaching. Okay, now it's going to be attached to VPC. It's going to be the VPC2. I'm going to attach the VPC. Okay, now internet gateway is attached. Now going to route table, create route table. Okay, VPC2 RT route table. Okay, so select VPC, VPC2 route table, and I'm giving this one, and route table. Okay, I'm going to associate this route table to, okay, I'm going to add routes. What I'm going to do, adding, I'm going to do 0.0.0. All the internet should go to internet gateway, should go through internet gateway. It's going through here, and then it's coming, saving changes. Okay, now I've created a route table. Here. I'm allowing internet over here. Okay, now I'm going to associate this route table to the subnet. Okay, edit subnet association. I'm associating this route table to subnet. Now what I'm telling, okay, this route table is being associated to, okay, this subnet, is going through internet gateway. So allowing the internet through the internet gateway is going and reaching to this one. So now you have to create the instances based on that particular gateways. Okay, understand? Can you create it? Okay.